Hey folks. This may turn out to be an incredibly boring stream. We'll see what I end up doing. I was thinking of streaming for just about an hour before I pass out and go to bed. Hopefully in reverse order. Just wanted to try another later night stream. And what I might do tonight, a little while, is take a look at ActivityPub. And unlike my last stream I did late at night, that one was kind of visually exciting. This one might not be visually exciting, but we'll see what I end up doing. ActivityPub is the protocol behind Mastodon, which has been getting some play lately as I won't call it a replacement for Twitter, but it's a place that some folks have been going instead of Twitter. And it's built on top of a now it's built on top of an open protocol from the W3C called ActivityPub. It was using, I think, O status. Here, I'm going to switch to my desktop. And I'm interested in the protocol because I wouldn't mind maybe building my own small single user ActivityPub site. And in fact, what I really should be doing, what I really should do, but I kind of had this stuck in my head already, is the thing I wanted to play with. I'm intending to start these streams up with a spin of the wheel side projects. So I already spun the wheel earlier, which is what got me to thinking maybe I'll finally bite the bullet and look into ActivityPub stuff. Yeah, this is my wheel. I've got a whole bunch of projects on it. I keep adding projects to it. So if I were to spin it tonight, well, that's vaguely related. If I wanted to make a feed reader, that's RSS feeds, Atom feeds. That's another way of federating and syndicating across the web. What else might it throw at me? Repair Atari tape drives. See, now that I gotta set up a special, I gotta set up a camera in my office, maybe in my workbench downstairs. But I think I'm gonna settle on ActivityPub. In fact, here we go. This is one of my to-dos, or one of my projects. Hey Gamer Zeb, how you doing? Thanks for the fireworks. So yeah, so I don't think this is gonna be quite as visually exciting, because what I'm thinking of doing is looking at docs, which is not super exciting, but maybe I can start hacking on something right away. So some of the docs for this, like I noticed the guy behind Mastodon published a blog post talking about how to get started on ActivityPub real fast, so I may zoom through that. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen Mastodon before, I got a hunch anyone who's watching me right now has probably seen Mastodon, but it kind of looks like TweetDeck, at least from the web UI, but behind the scenes it's much different. Unlike Twitter, there are many instances of Mastodon and compatible software, and these look like tweets, mostly because of the presentation, but like, say this tweet is from mastodon.social. Right now I'm on a site called toot.cafe. Person over here is on cyber.space. So it's like a Twitter, except you can launch lots of copies of it, and they communicate using ActivityPub. And I'd like to kind of build my own from scratch node that can participate in all this. And from what I've seen, the protocol can be pretty simple. I mean, like, this is the flow diagram here. You got like oh, I see that's linked into the docs. I'm not ready for that yet. But it looks like there's maybe not a ton here. There's an inbox, there's an outbox. You post to the outbox, you get from the outbox. Get from the inbox, the rest of the world can post to your inbox. Those seem like pretty simple web APIs. Something that might make it kind of exciting to play with. I'm going to throw Glitch into the mix here. And Glitch is this fun, interactive coding site where you can edit source files in the browser, and all the apps you put on Glitch are kind of remixable and shareable. Yeah, no, totally. ActivityPub is what's behind Mastodon these days. So yeah, and I've noticed, actually this is another cool thing, if I can find it again real quick. This person, if I could... So someone made a chess bot that's accessible via Mastodon. I'm trying to remember what site it's on because it's accessible via Mastodon, but it is not written using Mastodon. Yeah, here it is, Castling Club. And I haven't seen the source code for it, but... And I don't even know if the source code is shared or like on GitHub or anything, but... So this Castling Club, it doesn't even use Mastodon. As far as I understand, this person implemented this chess bot from scratch. And it uses ActivityPub. And so if you toot at this account, you can challenge someone else to a game of chess. You could challenge me, but I don't remember much about chess. I don't know if I'll really necessarily play, but the cool thing is all these folks from Mastodon sites and beyond are playing games of chess via this this bot. Now I'm interested in making bots, but I'm also interested in making my own kind of lightweight single-user ActivityPub server. Because Mastodon is pretty full-featured. I mean, it's made to support hundreds of thousands of users. And I just want one. Me. Because, you know, that's all I care about. But, actually, I care about more than that. If I get it to work on Glitch, maybe you could take my single-serving user ActivityPub site and remix it into your own. Now, the hosting might not be super stable because Glitch isn't necessarily made as the thing for you to host your reliable network services on, but it could be a fun toy to play with. But what Glitch does let you do is export your projects to GitHub and beyond, so you could play with it on Glitch and then eventually move it to serious hosting. And of course, one of the things I had thought about doing it is I'm gonna tinker with it as a plain Node Express web server app. But I was also thinking of moving it to, or I was thinking of implementing something on top of AWS Lambda, which is like a serverless functional environment. And I can envision a path from like an Express app to a Lambda app, so this might be a good stepping stone to it. And actually, my next to-do right under this is single-serving ActivityPub, so I guess I'm kind of honoring the wheel of side projects here by starting on this. Oh yeah, and maybe I'll fix my own toot site federation. So I guess and maybe someday I'll play with music, I don't know. It's time to stop spinning the wheel. I think I have a thing to look at. So when I got started here in Glitch, it's a very basic server. And all it's going to do right now is just serve up an index page. Have I ever done Google Cloud Computing? I have not yet, though I should. I've only done Amazon so far. I should look into Google's, and in fact I may need to do so for other projects. So yeah, that might be a thing I'll look into next also. I've heard that they're similar, not exactly interchangeable, but the models are similar enough to where you can port your stuff back and forth. Oh, this is interesting. So actually, maybe I should start from scratch here. So this... Let me delete this real quick. I haven't done any work on this. I'm going to delete this real quick and start from scratch. Because what's neat... Excuse me. One of the neat things about... Oh yeah, actually you're right. I should add that to my wheel, which actually is pretty easy to do. I can view source on my little glitch project there. and I can just keep all my items as a text file. So I can say, yeah, why not? Learn me some Google Cloud functions. And then in very short order, I'll show up, and it actually showed up here almost immediately because another thing about glitch is as you type it saves the data. Yeah, there it is. Now it's in the wheel. So someday, maybe I'll spend a night learning Google Cloud functions. So I'm not working on wheel side projects. Let's see. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to do. I was going to show how to start a project on Glitch real quick, because that might be fun to see. This is Glitch, glitch.com. I'm logged in as me. All I gotta do, hit new project. And like I said, what I'm gonna do is start a new Express server. And what that's gonna do is you're actually, I don't know if you can see down at the bottom of the screen, when I roll over it, the status bar here shows the URL. You're remixing an existing app called Hello Express. I click that, and they've got this cute like name generator, so it'll give it a unique name right off the bat. You can always edit it. Is this Axel F? Huh, suddenly busted into Axel F. So this is nice here. It's a starter project that's got a few web assets. It's got some HTML, it's got some CSS. Looks like it's got a little mini app here. It's got a little web server built-in node that you can kind of expand on. And now what's neat about it is behind the scenes, if you click this logs button, this is actually a live log from this. So you can do, and you can see it's restarting over and over again as I type. So it actually, that's how quick it is. It restarts this web server over and over. And if that isn't something you want to have happen, you can actually go over here and there's a checkbox here. You can turn that on and off. So say you want to do a bunch of hacking and not have it constantly going up and down the background, you can tell it not to restart right away. But I do want it to do that. Because what that means is, as I'm playing, changes so like this is that server. Project is named Sunset Screen. Over here, Sunset Screen is where the server lives. I'm just gonna pin that and throw it next to my editor. I guess I don't need the wheel right now. I'll bring it back if I need to jot down any more projects. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna start off with this. This is my this is gonna be my ActivityPub server, and a lot of the ActivityPub is just gonna be kind of behind the scenes protocol stuff, but it'll be nice, I guess, to hack on a little bit of a web page thing too. So what are we doing here? So Express is pretty great for adding quick, like, get and post and whatever API responders. So I'm thinking where I can start is looking at how to implement this this inbox. Maybe an outbox. Not sure. Let's see. I mean, this is straight up W3C documentation, so this might be kind of dense. What I had found is this blog post talking about how to implement a basic ActivityPub server, and I skimmed through this already. This uses Ruby. I'm going to do it in JavaScript. But it might be useful to see what's up first. I have 2 copies of this open. I do have 2 copies of that open. I kind of wish I could see the source for this chess bot. Maybe I'll find it at some point. So the most boring thing I could do is to just silently read this blog post. So I'm just going to kind of skim through it. Alright, so what are the ingredients required? The message. Okay, so the goal of this blog post is to send a message to a Mastodon user from a non-Mastodon server. Okay, that's a good start. So maybe at first I can start this server. This little project is a send-only thing. And then circle back around and start on the inbox. So when ingredients required, the message must be formatted with ActivityPub and is attributed to an actor. Actor discoverable by webfinger. Delivery cryptographically signed by the actor. Okay, so there's a few parts there. Got the message, the actor, discoverability, and cryptographic signing. That's interesting. I don't know that I realized that ActivityPub has crypto involved. Actor is a publicly accessible JSON LD document answering the question who. Okay, so this will be that document. And it looks like spells out a little bit about context of how this message is formatted. Yeah, I'm gonna give my project a name first, because otherwise this is gonna, unless I want to leave it as sunset screen the whole time. I guess I can leave it as that for now and I can later configure it. If I remember right, glitch gives your app environment variable, telling it what the name is. So let's see, what is it? Is it in project domain, I think, maybe? I'm using the wrong quotes here. Oh, that's right, it's process. Process and domain. Yeah, so you can see it showing up here down at the bottom. So this name is supplied to your server in the environment variable project domain. So what I could do is just use that as configuration everywhere. So I can use that in like constructing the actor document and stuff. I think I'm going to start this pretty quick and dirty. So if the first thing is an actor, I'm just going to copy pasta this. And it looks like this is going to get a little complicated here. It looks like I need to generate some crypto keys for this. We'll see how that works when I get to it. And I assume this will be served up from... Okay, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'll just pick a URL for this to be served up from, and it looks like there's another special Webfinger URL here. I've dealt with Webfinger before. Okay, so just to add this as a resource, let's say this resource is going to be at... I don't know, just... where'd he put it in the blog post? Just actor? Okay, yeah, let's keep it simple. Let's call it just app.actor. We can move this around later. And a route, an express, is going to give you a request and a response. You know, one thing I'm going to be missing a lot as I try to use this web IDE is tab completion like I have in Vim. At least I don't think you have tab completion in here. No. Is it control space? Something? I don't know. That's not a thing to get yak shaving into right now. Alright, so I'm trying to remember... How do you send a response from an Express app? I've done all this before, but I forget it every time. Express, sending a response, because I want to send a JSON response real quick. Response send, but I want to say send a JSON response, because I want to say there's an easy way to do this. Yes, of course, there's Stack Overflow. There's one way to do it, which is like this. Yeah, I think this is probably basically what I want, but I thought there was a convenient way to do it. Yeah, JSON? Well, let's try that. Because basically what I'll do is response... Really? response.json. I mean, they're doing stringify. Because I think we're using version 4. Let me see, what version have they given me? They gave me Express 4.16, okay. So, let's look at the API real quick. API reference. Yada yada yada, Express, JSON, middleware. What I want is the response. Response JSON. Sends a JSON response. Oh, okay, here's what I can do. This is exactly what I want. Different status, but this is what I want. Yeah, so I think I can just do response JSON. So, go back to our server, and I'm sure there'll be much refactoring later. But we're just gonna do this. And I'm just gonna copy JSON from that blog post just to have something. And now, one thing I noticed, it's a little annoying when I do have this log open and the server is like restarting, the editor slows down. So I like to open the log to make sure changes I just made still running, but then I'll close it. Let's say I just added a route for /actor, should respond with this JSON. Let's see. Did it? Hey, what do you know? There's my JSON. So, cool. It's an actor object that has no public key. And I'll probably change the username. It's got all the wrong things in here for domain. Let me change those real quick. I'm gonna say let's set up a constant here for our site URL. And I know it's gonna be HTTPS, right? Yeah, HTTPS. So HTTPS. We can use a JavaScript template here. It's process project domain. So that's that variable I found earlier. And it's just the name. As you can see how it's showing up in the log output here. So I need to add this part myself. And what's interesting, actually this is interesting, this is glitch.me, not glitch.com. And I believe the reason for that is kind of a little bit of a security guard. Since it's on a different domain from Glitch apps hosted on glitch.me can't steal your cookies and your authentication for glitch.com proper. I believe that's why it's like that. So, okay, so I can do some things down here. Does this have search and replace? This I don't remember. Are there keyboard shortcuts? There are keyboard shortcuts. Project search, find and replace. Okay, well, let's try something real quick. Control F, Control Alt F. Okay. What I want to do is say Control F. I want to look for HTTPS myexample.com and Control Alt F. No. I'm hoping I can do this and just restrict to that. So I want to replace with site URL. Is that gonna work? Oh no. I have to do. I see how it works. HTTPS myexample.com with site URL. All. And then I make these into template strings now. Yeah, I was trying to think if I had an easy way to make this less manual, but I while I'm thinking about that less manual way to do it, I'll just bite the bullet and make the edits. And so what I'm doing here is I'm customizing this JSON document I copied and pasted, and changing the URLs to be specific to the server that this runs on. Alright, did I break anything? Let's reload that. Alright, and now it's, I switched out all the URLs. And in fact, that URL worked, so cool. So now this is an actor document coming from my server. So just kind of like revisiting what all this is about. I see here this ID, it's a self-reference to the actor document inbox. This will eventually be a route in here. So I've got /actor. I'm gonna have I bet. I'm gonna have app get inbox. Just to kind of sketch those out. And I also bet, from having looked at this diagram, that my inbox is going to want to have a post. And maybe from this initial blog post, since the server's only sending, it won't be receiving right away, but I'm just going to put that in there almost kind of as a reminder. Alright, so you need to include an inbox even if you don't plan on receiving. Okay. But we'll get to that. The most complicated part of this document is the public key that involves cryptography. The ID refers to the actor itself, the fragment to identify it. Because we're going to host the key in a separate document. Oh, this is because we're not going to host the key in a separate document. Owner must be the actor's key. Generate an RSA key pair. Oh, okay. I'm wondering if this is going to need to be super secret. I bet it will be, and I may cut away for a minute, because there's one neat thing about Glitch. Well, there's many neat things about Glitch, but one neat thing about it is that this little key here, this .env file, this is secret. You're seeing it now, because it's on my computer and I clicked on it. But if I were to enter things in here, like, I don't know, secret 8675309, made with cats. If you came along and remixed my project, which you can do by share it, if you come along and find it on my homepage, you can get a copy of my project, remix it, and start playing with it. Your copy of my project, though, will be missing this information. It'll be blank, so you can fill it in with your own. So whatever I do here with this key, I'm going to toss it in there. And then all the values in here show up as environmental variables. So that's how you can get access to secrets in these projects. But it also keeps them like highly shareable. Okay, let me open up a local Linux shell, which you can do on Windows these days, which is pretty neat. Ubuntu shell for Windows. Well, Windows subsystem for Linux. I have OpenSSL. I do have OpenSSL. Okay. Well, what am I doing here? This music has been going on for a while. I really like this, but it's been 12 minutes. This song has been running. Let's start the next song. Kind of sounds like a role-playing game store theme or something. Yeah. I've actually found that this Ubuntu shell works pretty well for SSH too. Like, I've got a dev box I use all the time up in EC2, and I'll often open up a little tmux shell. So like right now, this is an EC2 VM. And I've got putty too. Actually, I used to have... Yeah, I've got putty around. I kind of go back and forth. You know what I think I want? Do I have enough favorites yet? What are my favorites? That's a pretty cool song. I'll just let that run. Yeah, okay, I need to generate a key. So what he says here is to do open SSL. We don't need this on the screen twice. Open SSL gen RSA out private hem 48. Now I'm very vague on this stuff. I've done it before. I've made SSL certs. I don't remember how it all works. Looks like I did indeed generate a PEM. Oh yeah, there's another private key that I will not want to show you because that's how I log into lots of servers. You don't get to see that. Open SSL RSA in private PEM outform PEM pub out public PEM. Well, that was simple enough. I thought that'd be complicated. I'm sure there's complicated stuff to come. Alright, so, you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to switch away from my desktop for a minute, because I'm going to take these files and paste them into my project. So you get to look at a Be Right Back screen for a second. What I really should do is make myself a screen for secrets. Because some code streamers do some cool things where, you know what, actually I wonder if I can put this private key into environment variable. I may accidentally expose this key and then just regenerate it later. Anyway, what some streamers I've seen do is they get a little special screen for when they're doing secret things, which I think is interesting. But yeah, the reason why I'm kind of reticent is it is a multi-line file. Public key is alright. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play with the public key. You know, I'm going to take you back off of Be Right Back and let you see my desktop again, because I can show you the public key. I can play with that. Yeah, public key. So, actually, yeah, here's the public key. Environmental variables are usually made for shorter values. And I'm wondering if I can cram that into an environmental variable. How do you store credentials or private data? End file. I see. So I can also create a .data directory. Actually, maybe that's what I need to do. I need to create a .data directory. Now, you know what I need to do? I need to create a .data public PEM. And I guess if I'm careful, I can also put the private in there and just never click on it and accidentally show it to you. No, that's not my clipboard yet, is it? There we go, let's put that in my clipboard. So there's my public key, and I think that's going to end up going into my actor document. I'm going to create another file. I'm going to call it private PEM. Actually, what does PEM stand for? PEM. What is a PEM file? PEM is a privacy-enhanced mail file? Huh. Find it. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's something to research later, I guess. So private PEM, I am going to put you back on the BRB screen for just a second. BRB. Because I'm looking at my private key. I'm going to stuff that in the file. And I'm not going to look at it again. So there goes my private key. And we're back. So, private key's in there. Very tempted to click on it, but I would like to keep it secret. Now what I can show you is the public key, which I think is going to go here. From the name, public key PEM. So I did all that fun stuff. I see. Contents of public PEM files, what you would put in the public key PEM property. Yeah, alright. Let's try that. So one way to do this. This is kind of one of the lesser recommended ways to read files, I guess, but I could say const public PEM. I'm going to start removing some of these comments. Const fs. Fs is a built-in module to note. I'm also fighting a bit because this code, this starter code, is built a little differently than I would build it. I could read files asynchronously. I'm going to read this one synchronously. And you can see, as this thing keeps trying to restart, it's coming up with an error, and it's because my incomplete line is a syntax error. So we can just ignore that for now. It's when I feel like I'm done editing. If it still comes up with error, I need to look. Actually, you know what? I'm forgetting. What else does this take? Do I have to feed that like a UTF-8 or something? FS read file sync. Read file sync. Encoding. Yeah, it takes encoding, right? So if I give it, yeah, if the encoding option is specified, it returns a string. Otherwise, it returns a buffer. That's what I thought I remembered. So I need to give it... Well, it's just ASCII, but I'm going to say UTF-8. What the heck. Now I was admonished to replace carriage returns or the new lines, but I believe this automatically does like a JSON serialize. Or stringify. And then while this thing is animating, that's actually my server starting back up. Let's see what my actor looks like. Hey, what do you know? There's my public key. So I generated a public and private key. I shoved the public key into my actor document. So far so good. Keep going. So now WebFinger. WebFinger's interesting. This has been around for a few years. I know about it. I've played around with it a little bit. WebFinger tells you every website that uses WebFinger should have this URL. .wellknown/WebFinger. It's both like a well-known and yet kind of obscure URL. So that means it doesn't necessarily restrict what you put on your site, as long as you're not weird enough to absolutely want a .wellknown page on your site. And then what WebFinger lets you do is, so say I tell you that I am bob@myexample.com. Looks like an email address. However, what I can do is take bob@myexample.com, split on the @ head over to myexample.com/wellknown-webfinger and say, hey, with this parameter here, do you know Bob? So that's a way of discovering people. If I say I'm lmorchard@toot.lmorchard.com or I am lmorchard@toot.cafe, you can go, hey, http get tootcafe /.wellknown-webfinger parameter, Orchard, like LM Orchard at to Cafe. Tell me about him. So, he says we can sheet make it a static file. I'm going to do that. So, let's implement this endpoint. And it's a get, so I can say app get. Here's my web finger. Now I may cheat less than that, but we'll see. Now, the thing I forget is in a request, how do I get at query parameters? I know how to get at the body. I think it's query, yeah. Request, query. So, I want to get at that. Resource equals. So I can do that like this. Actually, I can probably do it like this. I think. Let me look at that again real quick. Yeah, so tell me restructure the query so that I can extract resource. Now just for the heck of it real quick, to verify I'm correct about this, let me try this out. So this here is a route that's going to respond to this URL, and I'm just going to echo back whatever resource is. I can say sunset screen glitch me, well known web finger resource source iBob. And there it is. So cool. I used that API correctly. And so what I'm going to do, what's my actor's name? Let's say, do we want to stick with the preferred username Alice? Why don't we just say actor for now? Or do you want to say, oh, this is saying Alice at myexample.com. I guess it doesn't matter, we can change the URLs later. So what I want to do here is, just to kind of fake this, I'm going to say if resources Alice. Otherwise, you know what, no, not Alice, if it's, because this is kind of a standard here. So, and later, maybe I'll do a more flexible lookup here, but I'm going to say if resource is count Alice, and this could turn into like a database lookup later, say. Tweak this a little bit. Site domain is, because I'm going to reuse this a few times, I believe. So just kind of mocking out a web finger response here, and I believe I can say, that. Try that real quick. Sunset glitch.me. I think that's going to be a 404. Nope, resource status is not a... Oh! Not resource. Response. And this is interesting, you can see here, every time I edit the app, it reloads the home page. And that's useful for a lot of apps. It's not, I might end up disabling it at some point, because it's not super useful for this. But, did something crash? Oh yeah, that's going to need an I believe that's the format. What happened to my app? It's taking a long time to respond. Oh, you know what it is? I think I also need to do something like... There we go. I never actually sent a response. Just set the status. There we go. So not found. But if I call it Alice, it's found. Cool, so that's just kind of simulating a lookup. What do I do next? Okay, so this is the web finger response. So rather than echo back resource, I'm going to say, yeah. Close that console, it's dragging me down. And again, I'm going to do a little tweaking here to make this match. What are we looking for? Yeah, so I'm going to reuse this. Actually, these I might end up sticking into some kind of constants at some. Get ahead of ourselves. And now this is not Alice because I haven't named that Alice. I might change that to Alice at some point. Now we don't want my example here. What? Site domain. And there's all kinds of things here I may dry out and refactor. But not yet. Alright, is that sufficient? So this is the thing I could do. Every now and then something bothers me and I have to refactor it. Alright, so what we got here is WebFinger. What did I break now? Error, okay. Good, I should pay attention to that. Unexpected token. Oh, and it's even flagging it for me. Look at that, it's got built-in linting, that's nice. Source triple equally soon. Oh, I see what I did. Looks happy now. Oops, forgot that was in my clipboard. It says about Alice. Okay, so that needs to be turned into a template string. Almost been streaming for an hour. I said I was going to go for an hour, but I feel like I'm just kind of starting to get on a roll, so maybe I'll go into extended time and go for another half hour. I gotta go to bed eventually. It'd be nice if I could like actually make it through this blog post real quick. Alright, so this looks right now. Here's the link to the actor document. Cool, so the links are working. Alright. Subject consists of the username. Yes. That is the preferred username. Actually, you know what? I might... Alice is a thing I'm mentioning many times in here, so at some point that's going to be replaced with a variable. Okay, so we've got an actor resource that describes our user, or rather our actor. I guess actor is a better word because it's not necessarily a human user. So we got an actor document. The actor has a public and private key pair. WebFinger is the way to find this user, or find this actor as a resident of this server. So now the message. Activity pub messages consist of two parts, the message and a wrapper. Communicates what's happening in the message. That makes sense. I've read about activity stream stuff before, but it seems like so right now we can just deal with this. But this is what a toot looks like. So here you got things like, I assume this is going to be Maybe I should read on a little further, because I'm wondering what this create hello world is. I think it might be the ID of the message. Like if I stored this as a resource on my server, I'm assuming this is a link to that resource itself. And I know there's going to be a signature at some point. I didn't make that public and private key pair for nothing. Alright. This is my question. How do we send this document over? Where do we send it? At what URL do I stick it? I'm just gonna assume for now. Yeah, this song's looping, isn't it? This is a cool song. Yeah, there's no end time for it. Let's continue on. Ah, this is a good one. Let's just say app get create hello world. Close that console. Now this eventually, this route will probably go away, / be replaced by something more generic that pulls from a database of messages. It's good to start from a static example. I see I'm making the same mistake I did before, which is I don't need the extra braces. Alright, so this is a message. And I can do the search and replace I did before. If I could spell it right, example.com, and replace that with site URL. I'm just going to manually turn these into template strings. Oh no, that's interesting. There are IDs for all of these. I'm wondering if these do all actually end up, in fact, being resources. Oh, this is interesting too. So this is a pre-existing toot. I may replace it with a different one, because I don't know that I want this to end up in Gargron's inbox while I'm playing with it. How about I do this? And also I can see if this actually ends up working on my own site. Am I logged in on toot.elemorpher.com? I am logged in on toot.elemorpher.com. Let me do a quick toot. So I just made a test toot, and my bot will respond to it, hopefully. Now lately I've been tooting on toot.cafe, but this is an instance that I'm running. It just seems to have some issues. So I'm going to replace this with the toot I just tooted. And there's a nice little hello world. Alright. So, let's continue on through here so I can see how to send it. For our purposes, we don't actually need to host this document publicly. Ah, interesting. Though ideally, both the activity and object would be available under their respective ID. Oh, okay. So, what he's saying there is, I could do something like this. I'm assuming this is what he means. This is all pretty dumb. And not what it's going to look like in the end, but that's okay. So it looks like one thing is the object, the other thing is the Actually, do I need to do that? No, 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 no. This is what I need to do, I believe. So these are both actually going to be resources on the web. One is kind of the envelope, the other is the message. And I do believe you can go... There's no errors in my server, so I can go... No? What did I name it? Oh, that's dumb. Yeah, so there's going to be a JSON document at hello world. Yeah, and then there's going to be one at hello world. Create hello world is just kind of the envelope for the object. And from what he says here, I didn't have to do that, but I felt like doing it. Alright, so how do we send this document over? Where do we send it? How will Mastodon be able to trust it? Okay. I see. So we do the signing. Since an actor has a public and private key pair, every message you send is signed. So we can verify, no matter how many retweets or whatever, that that can be traced back to your actor. Nice. I assume that's right anyway. HTTP signatures. To deliver a message, we'll post it to the inbox of the person we're replying to. Let's see, so is there an inbox at toot.elementor.com? I assume this is going to be an error, but because it probably wants to be posted to. Burp. Okay. Oh, but I do know there's probably one way to do this. You know what? How about we do this? I already know that there's a well-known. And because I just made a fake version of this. What is my actor on a working instance of Mastodon? Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, look at that. There's my, well, there's a public key. Huh. This looks a bit different than I'm building. Make that bigger. Huh. They call it a magic public key. Interesting. I'm wondering how this differs. However, can find... I thought maybe this would list my inbox. Huh. Wonder what my record looks like on Toot Cafe. It's about the same. Magic public key here, so this seems different. Well, carry on. HTTP signatures are one of those things that are much easier to do with actual code than manually. Okay. Oh, this is Ruby code. I want to do this with JavaScript. I do see one thing I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to sign this. I assume. As part of the post. It'd be nice if at the end of all this I actually do have some working code here that I can continue to play with. Alright, so I read the document, I get the date, I get the private PEM. This is the signed key for the signed string. Well, that's... Huh. So that seems interesting. I'm not signing the document, am I? So maybe my assumption is wrong. Maybe you're just signing the request. Okay, so I think I might have been wrong about the signing of the messages. I thought these keys might let you sign your messages. Okay. I wonder if this stuff is available in plain key pair sign. Yeah, I wonder if this stuff is available in the Node API. I might have to do a little Googling to figure out how to port this from Ruby to Node. Okay, well, let's see. Got our message, we've got our envelope. I've got them as resources, which we don't necessarily need right now. I guess what I might do... might add another resource here. This is gonna be really dumb. But... This is going to be dumb. On a GET request to this resource, I'm going to try to send this message. This is not how it should be done, but it'll only flood myself, so if someone decides to hammer that with like a load tester, so that's fine. And I'll take it out almost right away. Yeah, so... looking for node open. Oh, you know what? There is a node crypto. There is a node crypto API. And I'm wondering if I can sign with this. Alright, there is a sign with a private key. Time encoded private key, okay. A passphrase. Hoping whatever I do, I don't leak my private PEM. Private PEM. You know what, at first I think I might just, I'm gonna experiment with this. Just echo this stuff the page. So I did this, got the key loaded. Here's the signed string. So is there a to address in that message? In reply to public. Oh, I see. I'm posting it publicly to this inbox, and it's in reply to, so hopefully it'll show up in the message thread. Yeah, okay. Alright. Carrying on. Signed string. It's from Ruby, but we can do that. And what is the HTTP date? Time now, UTC HTTP date. What is that format? Is that like an RFC 822 thing? Is that going to be ISO date? What is that format? I don't usually write things in Ruby. Huh. Curious. Okay, yeah, it is like RFC 822, I think. RFC 822 date. How do I get that in Node? UTC string? Is that correct? Do UTC string. Ah, okay. So? date. Let's not get too Ruby here. We can do new date UTC string. It's gonna be template string. And since it's not Ruby, we need to do this too. Alright, so request target host to inbox host. This host is going to be, I believe, toot.elementor.com, I think. And yeah, we're throwing data in there. Next, we got our private key. We're going to base 64 encode and sign that string. Okay, so let's see how to transliterate this to JavaScript. What we're doing here? Signature. I might as well copy these, copy all of this, because I'm going to transliterate all of this. You know what? Let's do this. I'm just going to transliterate all of that. So my document is the JSON stringified version of create hello world. So we got that. I got that. Our key pair is, I assume, it's not really a key pair though, is it? It's just private pem, which I fetched earlier. It's a private pem signed string. Got my signed string. The song is repeating again, isn't it? Oh wow, no, this is actually 10 minutes long. Let's skip ahead. Oh, now we're into Mega Music, Mega Mods. Okay, so we got base 64, strict encode 64. Let's drag this in. So I want to sign, and I don't think so I think I can just do this. Sign. So I get to that. Crypto. Create sign. So we're going to import this module. Import the crypto module. We're going to create a signer. SHA-256, SHA-256. I hope that's the same. Sign. Create sign update. Okay. So we can do, we can't sign yet. I assume this is how this goes. Your In the Zone game music is from the DOS game Dune 2. I think I might have heard that before. Wouldn't be surprised if it's actually in Chip Machine. Might be. It's gonna be an MP3 or some other format. Could not play song. Oh, that's it. Well, I think it's in there. I might have to look for some more Dune 2 music. I think this is what we're after. Sign, private key, output format. Output format is base 64. Yeah. Okay. I think not having run it yet, I assume that's the gist of the code. Key ID. Key ID is going to be site URL actor. Headers are going to be request target host date signature. Yeah, and then signature is going to be signature. Okay, so far so good. So before we actually try to do a post, I just want to see if this code will run. Alright, so send the message. And that's going to give us not an error. That's nice. I'm highly skeptical that I got that right the first time. I guess we'll see, but there is indeed a signature here, and it does look like base 64. Alright. So, this code is kind of dense. Kind of spread it apart a bit so I can understand what's going on here. I need key pair here. I need you know, I think I'm missing is a good way to send a request. There's stuff for that built into Node, but I like to use. Yeah, let's use node fetch. Now, a way to do this. I'm going to do npm install node fetch. Actually, no, I'm going to try that. Let's try this. I've shown how the log works in Glitch. You also have a console. This is a shell on the Linux box that I'm doing this in. In fact, this is all my stuff. This is what I've been working with. And what I think I'm going to try doing is... Can I paste? Yeah, I can. Okay, let's try that. Use pnpm instead of... Oh, interesting. But I think it added it. So cool. I can pop open a quick shell there and do a little npm action. And now I've got fetch. The reason I like fetch is it's because it's nice and promise-based and all that fun stuff. Just like the fetch API in the browser. Oh, these mixed quotes are bugging me. Oh wait, it's not just fetch, it's node fetch. And now to transliterate this, I believe I'll do fetch. HTTPS toot elmorcher.com inbox. Let's look at the fetch docs real quick. I want to post. Post. How do you do a post? Yeah, method post. Method post. You know, this console slowed me down. I gotta remember to close that. I'm gonna do a method. Post. And the body is going to be our document. What else do I have to do? Body. Not a stream though. It's just a string. Yeah, there we go. Do I have to stringify it? No, I already did stringify it, but I do need to send some headers. Alright. Headers. Nope, wrong place. Headers. It looks like it wants me to do... I think this is a good header to leave in there. It also wants me to do these 3 headers that match up with the signature. I see. Oh, that's interesting. So it's a signed HTTP request, not a signed toot. Not a signed document. It's got the date, it's got the header. Cool. What else do we need? Okay. Just loading the next track, I think. Alright. What else do we need? Not sending to Mastodon Social, I'm sending to lmorchard.com, which is my toot stack, or toot instance, so I'm not gonna necessarily bother anyone else. I'm replying to my own message, so... Okay. Well, now we need to actually dispatch that. So, okay, let's do this. I'm just going to echo the response. This is bad because every time I reload this page, it's going to resubmit this message. It's not optimal, but whatever. So what we're doing here is this is constructing an HTTP request, sends it, it interprets the response as JSON, and then I'm just gonna send that JSON in a response to the original web request, which is getting send the message. Let's see what happens. This seems too easy. You know what I didn't do? And maybe this is why it'll hang, is I need a catch. Either way, I want to send a response to this. And there might even be a message in the log right now that I'm ignoring. Okay, no errors in my code, no errors in my log. Pop open that log. See, there was an error back here. That's a syntax error. Let's never mind that. I could also console log this, but whatever. Send the message. Ah, okay. Invalid JSON response body. You know what? Maybe it doesn't give me a response like that. Let's just do... I'm assuming posting to the inbox gives me JSON response, but maybe it doesn't. That's what I want from it. I just want to see what's in the body. How do I get text? Text? Yeah, okay. Done. Let's change it to text. Maybe it is not, in fact, JSON. Let's do that. Send that message. Oh, my server said nothing. So, what I might be doing right now is sending myself a reply over and over again. So look at my site. In my notifications. Oh, and there are other people answering. Doesn't look like I got a response. But I wonder what the status code was. Got the response. I got, oh, here's the rest. Response, status, text. Do this. Just gonna console log all this. I'm wondering what am I missing? Howdy. Send that. Unauthorized. Oh. Huh. Okay. I wonder if that means that I screwed up my signature. It's quite possible. Wondering if there's an easy way to verify what I did with that signature. I don't think I need this. How about we do this? I just kind of want to make this a little easier to see the results. Yeah. Huh, I wonder if there's a way to see... Yeah, okay. Huh. Oh, what about headers? How do I get headers? It's probably my signature that I assumed I didn't get right the first time. Trying to get more context out of what happened here. So that's not helpful so much. Huh. Yeah, it doesn't look successful so far. Well, let's see. Been streaming for an hour and 24 minutes. I may call it soon. I may wrap up the stream soon. It's kind of unsatisfying to do it without a success, but that is the end of the tutorial. So I'm wondering, what should this signature look like? Someone else has obviously had to have done this before, so I'm wondering... JS activity pub HTTP signature. HTTP signature. Oh! Maybe I can just grab this. Maybe I can grab a module to do it for me. Okay, let's see what that is. Keep him, ASCII. We're using ASCII instead of UTF-8, but that probably shouldn't matter. But ideally, this is the same algorithm? Keep looking. Also, I could look in here. So this is the original spec. Wondering if it mentions HTTP signatures. It does. or an RFC, etc. It's kind of like, ideally, I'd like to find some JavaScript code that just does this for me, so I don't have to bonk around with it myself. Linked data signatures. I don't think this is what I'm looking for. It indeed is not. It's not what I need right now. I don't think this is what I need either. Joint HTTP signatures scheme. I don't know if this is what I need either. What I'm curious about is, what is this? Go away console. What is this? Request target. I'm just kind of shotgunning search requests around to see if I can get some more context on what this thing should be. And maybe this giant thing is what I'm looking for. In fact, it smells like it might be. This was last published a year ago. It would certainly be nice if you just use this. How long is this song? Oh, it's almost over. I really like this song. Back in the day when I was in college and playing with Amigas, Amiga mods were my MP3s. Okay. Wait, should this have... Does this have... Alright, well, no, that seems... right? Shove that in there too. I mean, it looks like a signature to me. That looks like a date. That looks like a host. That looks like a post. This looks like algorithm. Oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't pass content type. You didn't specify sending content type in the headers. Post date signature. You know what? I'm going to do this real quick. Maybe I don't get to send that. Nope. Nope. How do I get this to work exactly like his? It's rough because I'm trying. I don't understand the Ruby. I think this is probably correct, but I'm not entirely sure. Headers, host, date. So this is just saying just include the host and the date. Signed string, I believe. Am I supposed to send the signed string? No. Because I'm imagining on the other end, the server is going to reconstitute this string itself. And check the signature. Well, let's try this. Yeah, alright. Let's grab their module and try it. Although, I might have to switch to this, I guess, to how they're sending the request, just to keep things neat. Alright. Let's pop into our console real quick. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. What is P and NPM? I should use that next time and listen. Let's grab this over here. So we're gonna need a little of that. Actually, we're gonna need a little of that. A little of that. Alright. We're gonna reshape some things here. Hopefully this works, because then it would mean I could use their library rather than my own. Say, yeah, alright. Yeah, like I said, this is not the most visually exciting stream, I don't think. But maybe I could end with a success at least. Maybe. Not, I'm probably going to give myself just a little bit longer and allow myself to succumb to sleep. So I think I need to give up on all this code for right now. These are my options. I'm not sending to localhost. Sending. Shoot. Motor.com. I'm sending to that. My method is going to be post. I forget exactly how HTTPS works in Node. How that API works. Because I do want to send the body. So we're doing HTTPS request. How do we send the body? This is probably when I get into having to do something funky with buffers and whatnot. What do we do? Node HTTP post. I'll make an HTTP post request. There are easier ways to do this, but I just want to follow their example as closely as possible. What do I do with post data? Huh. This example doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That example is gone. HTTP request. Method post, yeah, that's what I want to do. Uh-huh. Well, this is weird because... Ah, okay. Request write. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not actually looking for that response right now. I see, okay. I guess what I want is request write document. Oh, what is this key ID? Key insert, but I have public and private. This is confusing me because I don't know enough about the crypto. I don't know as much as I should. I've got a feeling that this might be tail end of what I need to do though. Let's see. Is it maybe? I just really want like a flat out Node.js base activity pub example to look at. Like a working example. That's what I was hoping to get out of the Ruby thing. A little bit of CAFR. Activity pub HTTP signature. This is too much to ask for, but I keep landing on that. Still kind of dumb. I think it's probably the sleepiness getting to me. I don't think I need that. Gotta clean up some tabs while I'm thinking about it. Because I would hope it would show up in my notifications. But I am getting a 403, so... That's not helpful. This isn't helpful. I could probably start looking for someone else's, oh, there we go. Someone else's ActivityPub implementation. I'm sure, like, I know I'm not blazing a new trail here. Someone has done this before. And I just want to see a snippet of their code. Well, so this is a serverless thing. Can I actually post from this? I actually want to install it. I just want to see, how do you send a message? The notifications, but how about, how do you do signature? And I'm assuming this works, which could be a bad assumption. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing the HTTP signatures that he mentions. Am I going down an entirely wrong path? Because this blog post is from... it's from June. So I assume this should work on a current version of Mastodon. I'm just kind of trying to think of the obvious, stupid things. Alright. So... oh, I wonder... I think I'm missing... ah, I know what I'm missing. Okay. Missing this. I am missing, I think, this. Am I? I am missing that. Okay. Let me back up. I'm missing the hash. Maybe that's it. Because in our document up here, called it actor hash main key. Right? And the key ID is not just actor, it's actor hash main key. Could it be that could it be that simple? Let's see. Nope, it's not that simple. I mean, I can get to this URL. Public key is ID main key. I was hoping it would be that simple. Signature looks like that. Did I actually stick it in the request? Oh, I did. Now I'm just down to thinking about dumb things. What dumb things am I missing? Key ID refers to the public key of our actor. The public key of our actor. Public key pen. ID refer to the actor itself with a fragment, the part after the hash to identify it. We're not going to host this in a separate document. Which we're not. I did generate the keys. I did that earlier. Just kind of retracing all my steps. I've got the key ID here, which shove that in here. Yeah, I threw that in there. So this is what my header looks like. Headers, host, date, signature. Yeah, I think that's probably right. Request target, that's what he said to use. Request target, host, date. Assigned string. It's got the new lines in it, doesn't it? Got the new. Or does it? Try this real quick. Like I hope, I'm pretty sure those turn into real new lines inside a template string. Could be wrong. At this point I'm just looking for dumb things. No, that's alright. And my host, definitely the same as what I'm doing here. Path is correct. Host. Date, signature. What am I missing? Thing looks right. I wish I had a way to test my string, or test my signature. Maybe that'll help me. That's unhelpful. So this is an ActivityPub web client. I don't think that's what I want. No. Just hoping I'll luck onto someone's JavaScript code that already does this signature. Maybe another example of it somewhere. Yeah, I've been looking at that. Uh-huh. HTTP signatures. I mean, I don't really want to read an RFC, but I wish the site could tell me. maybe what I got wrong. Guess the algorithm is SHA-256. Is that relevant? I mean, I think that's what I generated the key with. Responding to me with the correct URL? Yeah, it is. No, it's not giving me. No, 401 is correct. 401 authorized. I'm missing. Oh. I'm missing. Thought maybe I was missing some more stuff around there. And it's quoted. Huh. You know what I should do is, if I can. I wonder if that other site is even fetching this. Because what I'm imagining should happen is I send this request and my my Mastodon install should back request here and ask for my key. Did that happen? Oh, that didn't happen. So I'm wondering if it's not even fetching my key. I'm telling it to my key ID. And it doesn't look like it's fetching it. This is where I want to send it. I don't suppose that there's a slash there, is there? Extra slash? No, it's just post inbox. Well, I think I'm hitting a dead end here for now. I give it 5 more minutes of hemming and hawing, and then I may just call the stream to a close. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get the thing to work. Sad story. I wonder if I can find a better story here. This is the actual spec. And if I look at my well-known, there's no inbox listed here. Am I wrong that this thing is listening for ActivityPub? Man, that'd be annoying. No, wait. I'm not. So this is just the well-known. This is just the well-known thingy. This is not actually. Yeah. Maybe what I need is this? No, that's just my page. So when I look at this, in my actor document, or my well-known document, I say self, I point at actor. Okay, well what if I want... Let's try this real quick. Because if I do an accept HTML, which is what I'm going to do there, actually I want to look at this one. tootalamorcher.com. So let's jump in here real quick. What if I did... application activity JSON, that URL. Too many clicks. What do I get? Nothing? Oh, there we go. Ah, okay. So if I request JSON, I get JSON. But it's not pretty JSON. And I'm just, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to see what is the inbox for this user. Looks like it's just this shared inbox. Actually, I just found it. Then I'm going to do something real quick. I'll take a closer look at that document. There you are. Okay, this looks a little better. Oh, did my private key get on screen? Well. I'm gonna probably toss it and regenerate it anyways. Because there's the public key. For inbox. Well, so here's my... I'm thinking this inbox... This inbox is a private inbox. Do I want to send to that one? The shared inbox... The difference. Either way, I don't think they should be giving me a 401 if the signature is correct. Yeah, whatever. How about... Yeah, I may need to try this again tomorrow night. Or some other night. Oops. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I leak my private key while I'm working on this, I'm just allowing someone to impersonate my crappy demo application here. Path am I looking for? That path. I mean, this doesn't seem like it should be it. Because I think this might be for, like, direct messages, not necessarily replies. Yeah, still unauthorized. Bummer. Yeah, so I guess I'm stuck on this signature. Because my understanding ends at being able to tell whether or not this signature is correct. And if that's why it's giving me a 401. Well, I thought that was going to go real quick, but it did not. Alright, well, I think I'm going to call it to a close. I've been streaming for about 2 hours. I meant to stream for 1 hour. But I decided to keep going in the hopes that I'd actually get this stupid thing to work. I feel like I understand a bunch of the parts. It would just be nice to, like, see it work round trip. But I feel like I had kind of productive hacking using glitch. And I mean, if you want to see the work I've done so far, for better or worse, you can remix it if you would like. Thanks for the fireworks. So yeah, so if anyone happens to want to bang on this, I believe you can go to this URL. And if you want to try to follow along with this tutorial, if I've got it right and you try to remix my code, it will be missing the public and private keys. So you'll have to generate those yourself from the tutorial if you want to try it. And if you don't want to try it, that's cool too. Just like to share my broken work so far. So alright, I think I'm gonna doze off. Thanks for watching, thanks for coming out and hanging out. Hopefully I'll do this again. Maybe between now and then I'll have a better answer to all this. And maybe actually get it to work. So until then, have a good one, and cheers.